Question: have you ever wanted to start a hobby that's not only rewarding but can also bring in some extra cash? One of the reasons I got into beekeeping was because it's a semi passive source of income. And trust me, that's just the beginning. In this video, I am going to share 5 reasons why I think you should consider beekeeping, especially here in the Philippines. So stick around because by the end of this, you might just find yourself inspired to start your own buzzing adventure. But before we dive in, if you are new here, I've already talked about the basics of beekeeping in my previous videos. Everything from the cost to the equipment you'll need to get started. If that's something you are curious about, go check those out after this one. They're a great place to start if you are thinking of trying beekeeping as a hobby or even as a side hustle. Reason number 1: it's a semi passive source of income. One of the biggest perks of beekeeping is that it doesn't demand your full attention, making it a great option if you already have a full time job or other commitments. I work full time and love traveling, yet I still manage to care for my bees. Here's the thing: the bees are very self-sufficient, so you only need to check them once a week or at most every 14 days. That's it. So if you're traveling either for work or leisure, you don't have to stress about them daily. For context, if you have fewer than 5 colonies, you're looking at an hour or less per week to inspect your hives. Personally, I dedicate part of my weekend or rest days to this, and it fits perfectly into my schedule. It's flexible and doesn't feel like a chore. Plus, when you start seeing results like your first honey harvest, it's incredibly rewarding. Reason number 2: honey does not expire. Here's a fun fact: honey is one of the few foods in the world that does not spoil. It's been found in ancient tombs, still perfectly edible. This makes honey not just a sweetener but also a long lasting product you can sell without worrying about it going bad. For me, selling honey has been a consistent part of my beekeeping journey. Most of my customers are repeat buyers because they trust the quality. When people know you are selling pure honey, assuming you don't cheat by mixing it with sugar syrup, then they'll keep coming back. There are slow months when sales drop, but trust me, there are also peak seasons, especially during flu season. People buy honey for health reasons, for their pets, or as a sugar alternative. I've even had customers buy honey to use on wounds because of its natural healing properties. What's great is that honey storage is super low maintenance. Just keep it sealed and you don't even need a fridge. It's that simple. Reason number 3: you have the privilege of taking care of one of the most important creatures on the planet. Bees are incredible creatures, and we all know that. They are responsible for pollinating about 1/3 of the food we eat, and without them, many of the fruits, vegetables, and nuts we enjoy would not exist. By keeping bees, you're not just helping your local ecosystem, you're actively contributing to global food security as well. In the Philippines, where agriculture is such an essential part of our economy, having more beekeepers means healthier crops and higher yields for farmers. I also find it so entertaining to observe their behavior up close. For example, this clip shows one way bees communicate with each other, and it's by dancing. It's called the waggle dance, and it's how they tell each other where to find food. Basically, a bee will do a little figure eight pattern while waggling its body, and the direction and duration of the waggle show the other bees exactly where the flowers are and how far away. The stronger they waggle or shake signals more food in that location. Meaning, pag mas malakas siyang sumayaw, mas maraming food doon. So it's like their own GPS system. What's also fascinating is that working with bees may have some unexpected benefits for you too. There's a theory that being around bees exposes you to low level electromagnetic fields, which can positively affect your mood and overall well being. Some even say that the vibrations from their buzzing can have a calming and therapeutic effect. It's like nature's stress reliever. Honestly, I sometimes find myself just staring at them for quite a while. Watching them work is both mesmerizing and oddly relaxing. Reason number 4, the market isn't saturated. Unlike other industries, the beekeeping market in the Philippines is far from crowded. In my city where I live, there are fewer than 10 active Apis mellifera beekeepers, which means less competition and more opportunities for you to sell your products. This is especially true if you're offering high quality pure honey. It's something people are always looking for but can rarely find. To give you an idea, if you have 5 strong colonies, you could harvest around 120 kilograms of honey in a season. That sounds like a lot, but when you break it down, it's often just enough to supply yourself, your family, friends, and maybe a few of their friends too. The demand for pure honey is high, but the supply often isn't enough to meet it. And it's not just honey you can sell. Beekeeping opens up other opportunities like selling beeswax for candles or skincare products, propolis for its health benefits, and even bee pollen, which is popular with health conscious customers. If you decide to expand, you could even offer starter colonies to new beekeepers. The great thing is that you don't need to spend heavily on advertising. Word of mouth works wonders when it comes to bee products. Once people know you're selling pure and reliable products, they'll come back and even refer others to you. Plus, in areas where there's little competition, you might even find yourself becoming the go to supplier in your community or even your region. So, with the market being so underdeveloped, there's a lot of room to grow, especially for passionate and committed beekeepers. You're not just joining a niche market, you're filling a gap that people didn't realize they needed. Reason number 5, it's a low investment business. Starting a beekeeping venture in the Philippines is relatively affordable. You can start with an investment of around 50,000, which is much lower than other businesses. Sure, it might go up as you expand, but the costs are manageable. Unlike livestock or poultry, which require daily care and feeding, bees are largely self sufficient. They forage for their own food and don't need constant supervision. Remember, just once in at least 7 to 14 days. Other businesses might need a bigger initial capital or more time to manage, but with beekeeping, you can ease into it without breaking the bank. What's also great is that you don't need a lot of space. If you have a backyard or an access to an open area, you're good to go. So there you have it. 5 reasons why beekeeping is such a rewarding and practical hobby or business. It's semi-passive, sustainable, low cost, and contributes to something greater than ourselves, Charis. Plus, with the growing demand for pure honey and bee products, the potential for income is definitely there. If you are interested in starting your beekeeping journey, do not hesitate to reach out or check out my other videos for tips and advice. Trust me, once you start, you will see how fulfilling and worthwhile it can be. Thank you for watching, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.